Chances are, if you're engaging with social media platforms today, you have noticed that your algorithm has changed in some way or another. And it's not just on one app, it is on all of the apps. And whether it feels as though you're getting targeted advertising or different content, or you're now following people that you definitely never followed on your own, things are happening. And this is a friendly reminder that these apps are not controlled by us. As much as we feel like we curate our own content by liking and following and engaging with content that resonates with us and even seeking it out, these apps are controlled, and everything we see that we don't necessarily follow ourselves is targeted. It is done intentionally. And so it's important for us to remember that. But I also want this to be a reminder to all of us that we can engage in content outside of social media, and it's important that we do so. Obviously, legacy media has changed. Everything has changed. But your favorite content creators, they are posting content and creating content outside of social media apps. They have a Substack. They have a newsletter. They have a blog. Chances are they might even have a book. They have other content they're creating. They have a podcast. All of these are good places for you to go if you are seeking specific kinds of content, because unfortunately, these apps are not ours. They are not ours. We do not control them. And you will continue to see things that you didn't want to see, whether it's a Christian dating site ad on your feed or a content creator you never intended to follow. This will keep happening in many different ways, whether it's through censorship or different kind of advertising marketing coming your way. It will continue to happen. And the best way to combat that and or to continue to expand your knowledge and the information you're receiving and have it be really curated for you is to engage with your favorite creators, your favorite people on these apps outside of the apps as much as you can. And I know pretty much everyone I know creates some form of free content outside of these apps that you can gain access to. And so I encourage you to go to their profiles, click around, find where they're creating content that is not necessarily tied to one of these social media apps. And I will also say this one right here seems to be the worst culprit today, but I also know where we are right now is also changing a lot. So it's just important for you to expose yourself to other information. I will also say that I know myself and others, I will not stop creating content here. I won't stop creating content here because there are still people to reach. It is still important to be here. It is still important to not allow these spaces to become echo chambers. It is important that we show up and try to meet people where they're at. But if you feel as though some of what you're seeing is not what you're comfortable with and you don't know how to disengage from it, one of the ways to do that is to get off the app, read a book, listen to a podcast, engage with a newsletter. Exit the apps as much as you possibly can. I know I'm going to be trying to intentionally do that. I am paying for more Substacks than I've ever paid for before. I also am subscribed to many free Substacks, and I'm subscribing to people's newsletters on their website. I am reading their books. I am doing as much as I can outside of this platform to be as informed as possible. And so obviously, some of the things that you want to see will only be here, and that's okay. But I think it's really important that we do our best to remove ourselves from the equation as much as possible.